Hey everyone, it's Sorkin. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve LeetCode 150 evaluate reverse Polish notation. So we are giving array of strings and that represents an arithmetic expression or in a reverse Polish notation. What's the reverse Polish notation? Reverse Polish notation is when we have operator coming after operands. For example, let's say that we have 5, 6, and the plus. So and the operation is 5 plus 6 equals to 11. So this is our operation, and as you can see here, this is our operator, and this is our operands. So so addition in this case comes after 5 and 6. So the valid operator in our case plus addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So they also we are given some other requirements. The other requirement is that so division between two integers. So always we should truncate toward 0. And also there is no division by 0, and our result can be represented in integer. And we have several examples. Let's take a look at the first two. So we have 2, 1, plus 3, and multiplication. So in this case, what we need to do, we need to first add the 2 and 1. And the result of it, we need to multiply to 3, which gives us as a result 9. So another one is that we have 4, 13, 5, and 4, 13, 5, and addition. In this case, we need to first divide 13 to 5, which gives us 2. And the result, so basically this result 2, we need to add to 4, which gives us 6. So that's the problem. Let's see how we are going to solve it. Let's use our example 1, which is 2, 1, addition, 3, and the multiplication. Let's use this example. So so let's see that what is our algorithm, which approach we're going to use to solve this problem. So as we go over our array of strings, so we can notice that whenever we see operator, for example, in this case addition, we need to do that operation for the first two operands that come before it, and replace that result, replace these 3 elements with that result. For example, in this case, 2 plus 1 is equals to 3, and in this case we need to replace these 3 first indexes of array with 3. Okay, so then for the next one we go over our strings. We'll go over our array of strings, and whenever we see another operator, we need to, as we did in our first case, we need to take our first 2 operands that come before it and do the operation. So for example, in this case, we need to multiply 3 by 3, which gives us our result of 9. So which data structures we can use in this case? The data structures that we are using is stack. So first thing that we need to do, so let's say that our first step in our stack. So what we need to do, we need to go over our array of strings, and we need to add elements. So first we are adding 2, then we are adding 1 to our stack. So the next one is that our operation is plus sign. So what we need to do, we need to take from our stack first 2 elements, and the elements that we have already added, perform the operation and add that to our stack. So in the second one, so let's say we are taking these 2 elements from our stack, we are taking this one, and we are taking this one, and we are 2 plus 1. So our stack is empty. Now we are putting our result to this 3, this result, we are pushing to our stack. So we are pushing to our stack. We have 3. The next one is that 3, which is the number, so we are also pushing that to our stack. And the next one is that also operation, so also operator. So for this operator, we need to multiply whatever comes to operator, whatever comes before it. So in this case, it's 3 and 3. So we take this 3 and we take this 3 and we perform the operation, which is 3 multiplied by 3, and so that's it. And we are returning that as a result. So that's basically our result that we are going to return. Okay, that's it. Let's put our our algorithm that we have explained to code. Okay, let's first create a stack of integers, and let's just call it a stack, where we are going to push our operands. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do, we just need to go over our array of strings. So array of strings, and evaluate each element. So let's do that. Let's take the tokens length and just increment that. Okay, first thing that we are gonna do, let's take the current element. Let's just call it current, and from the tokens I. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to check that if that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So to do that, we need to do is, for example, for in this case, for addition, we need to check that if it equals to our current. Okay, if it equals to our current, we need to do the same for all other 3 operations. So let's just copy this one and check that. Okay, so subtraction and multiplication, if it equals to subtraction, multiplication, or division, if it equals to one of these operators, our current, that what we need to do, we need to actually take from our stack first and second element, so the one that comes, the 2 elements that comes to prior to that operator, 2 operands that comes prior to that operator. So how we can do that? So let's just take from our stack called the pop method, which will take that, and the same thing that we need to do for the second one, which we can just call it just, let's call it just second. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to actually check, we need to perform the operation. So to do that, let's just, for the sake of simplicity, let's create a calculate method, calculate, and pass our first, pass our second, and pass our current, because this is our operator. Okay, and the result is, let's push our result to stack. So whatever we will get from there, let's push our result to stack. Okay, let's push our result to stack. So let's create that method. Let's create that method. Let's call it calculate, and it should return us integer, our result. And it's gonna take first that we take from the stack, it's gonna take second, and it's gonna take our operator. Let's just call it operator. Okay, So what we need to do here, we need to check that if our operator, let's say that if it equals to our the same that we did above, if it equals to our operator, then what we need to do, we need to just return the result. So second plus first. Why second comes first? Because we need to take the element in the order that we have added. So for that reason, we are first come second and then comes first. The same thing that we need to do for the other three operations. So for the subtraction, we need to second minus first, and let's say for the division, we need to divide second to first, and or we can just return if not one of these three, then it means that it's our multiplication. We can just return the multiplication result. Okay, so we pushed our result here. So if that's how we get our result. But what if our current is not one of the operators, is just the operand or number? In that case, we are just adding to our stack. We are just pushing to our stack our value of that integer. So value of our integer, which is our current. Okay, that's it. Once we exit this for loop, we need to, in our stack, we have our result. So what we need to do, we need to just return our result. So from the stack, we can pop our result. Okay, that's it. Let's check it. Okay, yeah, it should be integer. Calculate first, stack. Okay. Oh, so we should pass here our, yeah, it should be string here. Okay, it works as expected. Let's just go over one more time our code and algorithm that we explained in the previous part. So what we do, our algorithm is we are creating a stack, and we are checking that if our current element is one of the operators. If it is, then we are taking from our stack two previous elements that we have added, and calculating the result, whatever the result is. If it's addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication, we are performing the respective operation and pushing the result to our stack. If it's not, we are just pushing our that integer. And at the end, we have once we go over all our elements in our array, we have our result. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today. So if you have any question, please leave a comment below and I will respond. I hope you like my content. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.